So hi everyone, and thanks for the opportunity to talk with everybody. So firstly, what we're interested in doing is creating an articulation from the current certification program that's for Cardano blockchain to articulate to our accredited, it's Australian accredited Diploma of Applied Blockchain. So this is a nationally accredited course, which we've been through the regulators, and it's considered to be industry benchmark here in Australia, and it's being used by hundreds of students already as an accredited course. Now, the big thing that we're focused on is creating a link between what's currently there and then giving articulation or credits towards people who want to go directly into the accredited course and be recognized with qualification. Now, why does that matter? At the moment in the blockchain space, and it has been for some time, and it will continue to be, whoever has the most skilled people to build the most robust projects will eventually be the ones who win in the space. So the blockchains that win most will be the ones with the most skilled people, both technical and strategic. So our course doesn't focus on the coding aspect, but it certainly focuses on being able to move people into real projects. Now, how this matters so much is if people who are skilled generally take a bias to what they're familiar with and what they've been trained on. So if they're approached as an expert in the industry to build out a project, if they're approached and they're already very familiar with Cardano, but then they also have the strong basis and structure which is provided through our accredited courses, what it allows people to do is build more projects into Cardano's ecosystem. Now, bigger picture here, what works is, firstly is skilled people in that space. Secondly is to have quality projects that actually solve real world problems. And the third thing is then the usage and uptake gets taken advantage of by the community. So we're really interested in building that bridge between what currently exists in Cardano's and then just extending it through to be able to be recognized as an accredited component and then credited towards the qualification. Now, what's really, I think, important to know as well is our accredited courses are project-based, which requires already somebody to take a project idea and build a project out. So by default in that scenario, what will happen is people who are thinking of an idea, they'll bring together already their project idea, they'll put it through the accredited framework, but through the lens of Cardano. So essentially what it means is when someone finishes, they'll actually have a project built out that they can then deploy into the Cardano ecosystem, and that will by default win. And we know it's a bit of a race at the moment. So hang on, time's up. I'll stop there. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I think on the side of questions, just to talk to a couple of questions that were asked, how does it help Cardano build, let me read that one. How does this project encourage development into the Cardano ecosystem? So very clearly is because this articulation requires people to take a project and the base knowledge of Cardano, they get credited, they'll bring their thinking into a project. And instead of taking it...
Nathan, sorry, I think it's better to answer the question if you have.
Yeah, I was answering the question
at the moment.
I was answering the question that was provided already, which is how does this project encourage development into Cardano's ecosystem? And how that encourages projects to be built into the ecosystem, as I mentioned, is simply because all of the courseware is project focused. So if somebody's already going through the CBCA curriculum and then into the accredited framework, they're going to be bringing their idea in, and that would be something that they're now building a real project around. So it makes sense that they have the bias, the educational bias, to build straight into Cardano's ecosystem. So now answering the second question, which I see here, is how, the question is, how would you address the review of the community that states does not see any value in taking a free certificate course and accrediting it to a paid university at the expense of Treasury and the community. So we're not proposing that somebody's to, by default, or automatically go and pay for our accredited course. There's a few things here. Firstly, we are open sourcing the course component to extend it so that they can get credit. So if they were to go on to the accredited course, by all means, they have additional education that gives them credit and actually saves money if they were to carry on into a vocational course, like into their vocational course. Secondly is if they decided not to go further, they've got extended education for free because that's fully open source. So essentially what it does, it provides more value upon what's currently there and extends the learning capabilities and provides more of a framework for people to build out or at least get a good understanding of building out a project. Now, there are some options, depending on where people are in the world, there are some options for free studies into the accredited course. That's regional dependent and all sorts of things. But also with the accredited courses, opportunities for learning pathways. So let's say, for example, people may want to come to Australia and study and have that opportunity to live in Australia for a while. That's possible through the accredited course enrolment. And even more so, that would give a genuine purpose of enrolment for somebody. If they've come from another country, they've already done this basis, they're credited towards it, it would open the doors widely for them to get visa approval very organically and quite simply. So there's value regardless if somebody was to continue into the accredited course or not, but we are creating that opportunity and pathway for Cardano's ecosystem to benefit from this. We have obviously the opportunity to go to other blockchain networks as well and promote a similar thing, but we're more focused on getting a basis with a good solid chain like Cardano so that everyone in this ecosystem can win.
Awesome. Sonny, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I mean, part of my question was answered in the last one, so thank you for that, Nathan. But I just wanted to clarify. So anyone who wants to do this course, do they have to be a Australian citizen or can it be done through distance learning? Someone from a UK university, for example, and do those credits go towards another degree or is it only in Australia?
Okay, so good questions. So thanks for that. So firstly is anyone will be able to access it because it will open source that component from anywhere. And then from our current accredited course, which it articulates into, that's also available for anyone to study at distance learning from anywhere in the world. So that capability or possibility is there. Now, as far as articulating into other courses that may exist in different universities elsewhere, we can't govern that. However, what we have done already with our accredited course is we've built articulation pathways to a number of universities. So if there was a specific university or something, we can certainly handle that conversation and potentially open that pathway. But that's really at the control of the other university. We would love to articulate to all of them, but it's just a matter of creating those relationships.
Thank you. Slowly but surely, Nathan, you'll get there.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And just to add to that anyway, we've been at this a number of years and managed to have several courses get accredited in applied blockchain. So it's not our first rodeo on this. Like we're very familiar with the space. Our intention is to educate people properly to build real projects.
Great presentation, great mastery of your presentation materials. We still have 1 minute and 15 seconds. Will there be any other questions from our participants today? I'll give you a healthy 10 more seconds. If there are no hands up, we'll continue with the next presentation.
Yes, so
Go ahead, Me. 10 seconds up.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so just because I skipped one line before, so Mr. Buckwheat will be the next person to present. Sorry for that. Just announce again.
Well, thank you very much.
Project, yeah.